And just like another way that you can kind of see the spiritual realm, or the mind realm, or that other side that we always spend our time in our head in, is affecting this end, or affecting this physical end of things, is brands. Look at brands, literally. Jordan. So literally there is like, on the fourth dimension, and that's where kind of things are, but on the fourth dimension where the spirit and everything happens, there is literally a brand or an entity called Jordan that is, if you want to say, in Jordan's image, or in Jordan's likeness, or itself has no connection to Jordan, but it maybe chose Jordan to express that energy for it, and hence we get all our this stuff, the shoes, the way he played, everything. So on that realm, that entity is influencing us on that realm to go buy things, then we buy it, and this creature gets a free ride, because now I get to like basically show it off for free and bring other spirits, other entities like you who have infinite energy into it. And so when they're wearing it, they're doing things, they're thinking of things, or they're getting things done. It like is energy harvesting, and that's how energy harvesting happens. Energy harvesting, a best way to explain it, every energy harvesting happens a lot through brands. Brands just suck the life out of people. Like, they really suck the life out of you. Like, even if you're working for them, or you're modeling for them, or you're doing all that for them, ambassadors for them, all that stuff, doing their paperwork, or doing just walking around modeling or whatever, that's sucking a lot of energy. But even if you're just wearing the brand, it literally is still sucking your energy. Like, legitimately, it's taking like a little bit from you and using it for later. And the best other way too, you can also explain it, is it takes up mental energy. Literally, you could try this. You have a mansion in your house. You walk into that mansion. Imagine that mansion was just full of brands. Like, just each door was a brand: Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Fendi. Then you got like Audi, BMW, Tesla, or like Apple, Samsung. Like, and these are like what occupies your mind 24/7, and this is what you're thinking about 24/7. That's basically you. Like, you're no longer you. You are these brands, and you're going to work for, like, and you're going to move as such for these brands. And you can see when people are encapsulated in a brand, or overtaken by a brand, or overtaken by an idea, or encapsulated by an idea, they go way too far, and that idea takes over their character, or takes over you. You know what I mean? And it gets a free ride. Now it gets to express itself through you and everything. But the funny thing in that is, you don't know that you're being hitched for a ride, or you're being like body swapped for a ride, because you, quote unquote, that brand is me. It expresses me so well. It does this for me so well. You know what I mean? So it's like it's attached to you in that way. And and these beings on their own have, to be honest, on their own, I truly think they have their own agenda. Like, outside, because all these beings have their agenda, we have our agenda. So maybe it's agenda, like, let's just say the Jordan Brand agenda, we don't know, and maybe it's to like get money, do this, whatever, but it's going to execute that agenda. It's going to go after that agenda. It's going to overwrite your agenda. So now this is just about taking power back from these brands, these apps, these social media, every like these people we listen to on these apps sometimes are just overtaken by brands. Are we really going to be listening to people who are just overtaken by brands? Again, like, good for them, good for you guys getting brands and everything. Make your money, make your dollar. That's all good. But if it gets to the point where that's all you're thinking about, and that's all that's being promoted, what's the point? Like, there has to be a more point to, like, there has to be a more point for you to kind of keep staying there, to keep being in that mind frame, or to keep supporting that brand. You know what I mean? It has to have more than just endorsements. It has to be more than just endorsements. It has to be like, there has to be like a justification for you to like kind of connect to these things. Because if you connect to these things, you will be dealt the, what is it, karma or backlash from these things because it's all about a game of Switch. They pawn off the karma to people like me and you because we have no idea what the kid or child went through to make this hat or make that shoe or whatever they want to say, sweatshops and all that. We have no idea what it does to get it. But when we get the product, do you think that just gets rid of all the karma because we didn't do it, or we didn't do anything because we just exchanged money? No. Just because we still exchanged money value for something, we still have to understand what that exchange means. What did we exchange our money for? The service we're getting back. What did the person do? What was their service like? Were they a good worker? Did they like did they do something bad to this product or something that I don't know? Maybe I'm like, you know what I mean? Like stuff like this. And this is why a lot of people today, karma's being pawned off to the masses. You could see the government pawning off karma to the people and pawning off just responsibility to the people in general. You can see this is how you see people pawning off things. They'll just say, "Oh, it's your responsibility. You should have done it. You should have been should have read the terms and conditions of your contract. You should have read the terms and condition of your Apple device or your Samsung device before you signed up, and we violated your rights. You should have done that." And truly, to be honest, yes. Yes, we actually have to go back to where we actually are taking full accountability for actions like that. Like things are no longer we're no longer letting things slip under the radar. Just as much as we're holding them accountable for COVID, for the mess up that they did, closing the economy, everything like that, we should hold them accountable for little things such like that. Like for how things are made, for how things are distributed, for food being so overpriced, for gas being this, for not being that much healthcare workers. Like we should like they should not just pawn off karma to us or pawn off responsibility to us because we were only given so much knowledge. But at the same time, just because we were only given so much knowledge does not mean we should stop thriving to get more knowledge and be prepared, so for when the next thing of karma comes and they want to pawn it off and be all sneaky, they can't pawn it off. And this is why it's important to get your mental, your mind. This is why you should govern your own mind. This is what it means to be your own government, to be your own executive order. This is what it means to be your own CEO, boss. You're literally running through everything. You have to be accountable for every action. You know what I mean? Even if you think you can't be accountable for it, you got to be accountable for it. And that's even on the spirit realm, on the spiritual side. You know what I mean? And that's why you could even see maybe sometimes spiritual people, you see when you guys do something that other normal people who haven't quote unquote awoken or awake do, they get less karma than you, or they have success than you. It's because you kind of know. You know the process that needs to be done and everything like that. So why are you taking the long way or the long way around or the shortcut, or why are you pawning it off to someone? Don't do that. And be your own government. Don't let others govern your mind. You know what I mean? Be your own government. Judge that. Govern over it. If you don't like what's being run around your head, first of all, be the manager of that, and then everything around you, I promise you, will just come kind of shifting like dominoes. But you have to start here. You have to start in your mind first. Understand what's in your heart. Understand your mind to get it, and then build a dream. And that dream will just attract things. It will be like a magnet. Okay. So have a good night. Hope you guys stay safe and take it easy.